All right, so let's take a look. Nothigh beat
Okay, there we are at the top. So there's
Jet
there's
Set.
him in winners.
and lost to Cheesy, then beat Egg, Philip from Best Buy, and is now fighting
Okay.
Sawtooth for the last
So
set.
I think he was seeded to get here. I don't think
Yes.
any of those were upsets.
So what was interesting, Darai and I talked about this briefly while you were helping with the Switch Pro controller stuff. These two have fairly recently played in a local bracket in Colorado before Sawtooth actually came to Arizona.
Oh.
And I would have to find said bracket if someone wants to send it to me so I can confirm that
I wouldn't say
I was right.
like recently if it was
No, it
before
was.
he moved.
It's been a little over half a year, but I would still consider that recent in this very long 2020 we've been in.
Very fair.
But Nothigh actually won that tournament.
Oh, over Sawtooth, huh?
Yeah, and I can't even recall if Sawtooth got second. He might have gotten third.
That is very
So if anyone
interesting
has
info.
that bracket, knows what I'm talking about, unless I completely imagined this, in which case I apologize. But that is the data that I have on these two. Their head-to-head. And the other thing that I brought up with Darai briefly was that although that was the case in this bracket between these two, Sawtooth has gotten a lot of Etalus experience.
Yes.
Because he,
Yes.
and especially he most recently beat Chompers, won the Arizona Monthly over Chompers in a Grand Finals reset. So he has plenty of experience against the character and against one of the best at the character, no less. So I would imagine he would be pretty comfortable going into this, but Nothigh will have to prove us wrong.
Indeed. It's going to be very, very interesting to see how this plays out, especially because Nothigh is very much so a different Etalus than Sawtooth would be used to. This is more of the aggressive Etalus that's gonna really mix up the approach on the ground, whereas someone like Chompers does nothing instead of mixing up his approach.
Right.
But already Sawtooth coming out swinging with the stock.
Yeah, I'll have to just kind of look at it further, but I think that with what you're talking about with those grounded options that Nothigh would opt for, Sawtooth is just really good at snuffing those out entirely because he wants you to whiff something. So unless Nothigh has really good mix-ups, which I mean, at the moment, oh my goodness,
Holy hell.
60%, 3 stocks to 1. This is already looking good. Looking good for Sawtooth.
Yeah, I mean, he is just absolutely killing it. Just Nothigh off stage, already lapped in percent twice.
Yes. He did have 69 for a brief moment. It was unfortunate that it is now gone, but look at what Sawtooth is doing there. Nothigh is dash dancing across the stage, and Sawtooth's just standing still because he's saying, if you want to do anything, you have to come to me. And he doesn't have to. He doesn't even have to do something non-committal. He can just stand there.
Yeah, he doesn't have to do anything. And when you have a player who's really talented at catching these grounded interactions like Sawtooth is, that's kind of a worst nightmare for an Etalus player. You know? Because that is the major way that they have burst options against you is by being on the ground. So it is actually very hard to contest.
So a 3-stock game 1. That just looked like Sawtooth's comfort zone. I don't think there's anything much else to say about that. He just did exactly what he wants to do in his game plan. And unless Nothigh is able to take him out of that,
Yeah,
I don't know.
100%.
Love to see it. Or love to see him try something new.
It will take a lot
Okay.
to do for sure.
Actually, kind of whiffs the freeze punish, which
He
is
did
unfortunate.
whip the freeze punish, which is really unfortunate. That would have been a very, very big boon for him. However, already taken a big lead. I said big lead, but it's shortened now. But it's a departure from the last game already.
Yep, any lead you can get, I think, is significant at this point.
Good tech. Catches with the down strong. He's not going to quite kill.
Nice.
The Dacus from downtown. Gonna do it. All right. Already we're seeing Nothigh try new things, being a little more patient with these mix-ups in neutral. We saw him dashing back a lot more. And
Yeah,
it is paying off.
One thing I've noticed so far is that he's actually been covering a lot of Sawtooth's commitment to stuff like down tilt with freeze.
Yeah.
That's happened twice now where Sawtooth is trying to get something with the range that he has, but Nothigh is able, even if like the first freeze punish he whipped, whatever, but like was able to just stop the combo from happening in the first place. And I mean, this is so much damage, man.
Yeah, I mean, he's living at 169 without armor. Sawtooth doesn't go for the up air afterwards.
And actually jumps to avoid the freeze.
Yeah.
Well done there.
Ooh. Like, a lot has changed in the last minute or so. 2 minutes from the last game. Nothigh is looking so much better.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
Understanding the options that Sawtooth is going for on a much deeper level, for sure.
3 beast dashes in a row. That's already 48% and counting.
He hasn't beaten my world record yet. My world record is 5.
Oh, 5 beast dashes?
Yeah.
I was like, 5%? If that's a world record, that is so depressing. What are you talking about, dude?
I'm talking about Beast Dash.
Beast dash.
And now I'm talking about Nothigh with armor, A stock up. Huge
This is,
departure.
Yeah, this is still a little... Etalus with armor against Sylvanos kind of scares me because I feel like if you miss one tech, Sylvanos can just wreck it really quick, but...
You're right.
He didn't even need it. He kind of just gets the stock with back air. We're moving on. But still, Nothigh has a really good lead. Commentator's curse.
Ooh. Doesn't get the freeze. Sawtooth short hopping over
Yeah.
it real quick.
Awareness on that freeze that he's been getting a few times now.
I'm very glad that Nothigh has not been caught throwing icicles towards Sawtooth and getting parried for free. That is like, oh my god!
You had to say something.
I'm upset.
I mean, you look at it through his point of view. That's definitely a thing where you haven't done it in a while. Maybe it'll work. But when it's that like out in the open, really easy to parry, I understand.
It's like crack spikes, right?
Exactly.
You throw it out and it gets parried, or it doesn't, and then it's just a toss up every time. He guessed wrong. That could be nope. Lands with the fair.
It looked like Sawtooth was trying to go for a parry there, but maybe just didn't have the timing on it.
Nice,
Dakis
done.
gonna do it.
Omega speed dash dance there, just throwing Sawtooth a little off, maybe.
Yeah, and that was the reversal in momentum from the first game that I think we were really looking for.
Yes.
Was you get 3 stocked game 1, it looks pretty dire, but you're able to bring it back. Like, it was a very close game. But still, that's what you need.
It really
on the
is.
board now. It's a best of 3 at this point.
Uh-oh. I'm interested to see. So the stage that Sawtooth did really, really well on was Merchant. A whole lot of platforms. And
That was
so close.
That was scary.
Really good recognition from Sawtooth to get out of that. That is always a terrifying prospect. Anyways, the triplat, I think, benefits Sawtooth a lot that he can carry out the combinations here. And I'm curious to see if Nothigh just kind of abandons that top plat like altogether. Because
Unfortunate.
that's so sad.
Probably thought he was close enough to the wall to get a wall jump.
It was either like an icicle reason or he just thought he was close enough. That is very sad.
Sawtooth capitalizing though. Oh wow.
Oh yeah, if you're Sawtooth, you are very happy you just saw that.
Yep. There's an old saying, ancient proverb, we take those.
It's pretty ancient.
Pretty ancient, yeah, from 2019. Okay, Dakis gonna take that stock, get some armor. So this is in a good spot if Sawtooth can actually get... He's been really good at like dealing with... Okay. Just a bit far on that back air.
This is the exact mission that Etalus really shines. Is you get a whole lot of percent on this Sylvanos, you send him off stage, you get the armor, and you're safe. And I'm a liar because Nothigh died off the top.
Because he's not safe, he's dead.
He's safe on the angel platform.
You're not safe, you're dead. Yeah, Sawtooth doing what he loves, which is just hanging out below side plats, waiting for you to do those like really those hard commitments, but just very far away to actually get anything done. And the double back airs that he's so good at connecting.
Very, very close to just hitting it again.
Well, the
I
high
think,
I really like. That's the first time I think I've ever seen him do that. Actually,
the high recovery,
the super high recovery. But I mean, it's because you have Angel Plat to be able to do that in the first place. But he usually just, from what I've seen, goes for the back airs right at wall.
He does stall
and then,
a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, stall and then just try to get the timing to make it back onto stage and not so much on plats. Oh, the parry on the shards on the armor.
Oh. Dak is gonna catch it again, just on point with these.
Yeah, that has been the shining kill move for Nothigh.
It really has. Oh,
back air gonna do it.
All right, we are game 4. 2-1 for Sawtooth.
Yeah, that was only a JV2 for Sawtooth, but still a lot more in control and a lot less frantic, I think, from both sides.
Yes, 100%.
Aha. We're asking production to get us a thing here in a second. Nothigh going to Fire Capital. Classic Etalus counterpick.
Yeah, I like this a lot for Nothigh because, like, Nothigh is not struggling to kill, right?
No. Not at all.
Sylvanos gonna struggle to kill here, for sure. You also just have a lot of space to mix up, and you can approach without fear of just being caught like anywhere on the stage.
Right.
It's such a big ground space to play with, and Etalus can just get across it instantly. So it's very nice to have.
Oh, just barely too far from the barely too far. Those are words.
I hate.
Thank you. I hate them too. That's why I had to call myself out on it.
Oh.
Yeah, this is the
Oh, the armor doing so much.
The bite actually takes the stock. I was almost convinced that it was the Etalus that got the stock there, but
this man just said, "I hate your up tilt. I'm going to down tilt you." Incredible. We're back to dead even. I mean, I feel like if you're the Etalus, this is kind of it doesn't really matter where you are against Sylvanos. You know what I mean? You're the combination of you being so heavy and Sylvanos' blender just being so potent. You are going to take like 1,000,000% every time you're touched, no matter where you are on like the percent scale.
yeah.
Okay. I love the dashbacks here, just catching Sawtooth so off guard.
Yeah, it looks like
Down strong.
Sawtooth might be getting a little antsy for a kill. There's the Dacus again,
Nice.
just catching those landing on the stage every single time.
Okay.
It's already at 62%. While Nothigh hasn't taken like really any damage at all in a
Why'd
very
you
long
say
time.
this?
It's still true. Didn't happen for a long time.
You're right, it did not happen.
It's happening now.
It is happening.
He got parried.
Still, I mean, this is a good spot to be in, right? Because
Yep.
like you're at 130%.
Oh, nice.
You got hit by an up smash. You're no longer happy.
I am now sad, in fact. This is still fine. He's got plenty of ice to work with, unless Sawtooth is able to keep this combo
Oh
going.
my God.
Oh, the back air, dead even percent.
They're at the exact same percent. Sawtooth has grass everywhere. There's patches of ice just throughout the stage.
What is this natural phenomenon?
Gets the arm and just lets him get it so he can combo him harder. What a champion.
He went for a down strong.
He's
could
been
be
doing that a
scary.
lot out of Tex.
This could be scary. I think this is the point where Sawtooth needs to just not commit.
Uh-oh.
Fair was super close.
Sawtooth trying to keep him just out of reach. Nothigh setting up some ice. Really smart.
With a fair armor to come back to stage.
Getting rid of the flowers while mixing
It
up.
doesn't have armor anymore.
Oh, it goes
Oh,
over
and
the
the
fair armor.
Hard DI out from Nothigh is going to give Sawtooth the set 3-1.
All right.
Well played to both sides. That's going to be it then. We've got, let's see, we've got you,